Matthew Morris, Wood Studio. Today is Wednesday, June 17th, which means it's time for another weekly shop update. So before I get into the rocking chair and everything that was dealing with that this week, I want to thank everybody who gave me some feedback last week about the question I asked is, when would be a good time for you guys to do a live event? Now, thank you again for all the feedback. I really appreciate it. And I have done some thinking about this over the course of the last week. And what I'm going to do is on the fourth Wednesday of every month, which is probably the last Wednesday of every month, my weekly shop update, instead of being recorded, edited, and put on YouTube that way, will be live every fourth Wednesday, so probably the last Wednesday of every month. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys too, and I invite all of you to join me. Next week will be the first of the regular every fourth Wednesday, and join me next week and the month after that and the month after that. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So let's talk about the rocking chair here. And you'll notice that the crest rail is here. So let's start with the crest rail, which is on top, and then move our way down on the chair. I just found out what the overall width was between these two legs here. And that's why I got these clamps on, because I really wanted to clamp the chair up so I could figure out what the width was. And that's a lot of fun, putting a piece of MDF back up here, drawing in the angles, measuring everything, getting the correct depths from the top to the bottom for the actual crest rail, and then cutting this thing to its final width and matching the angles on the legs, which are not identical because they were all hand cut, template routed, and then hand cleaned up by hand. So these guys are cut, and I'm very happy / proud with myself because I have a nice clean fit on both the front and the back. There's no airspace, there's no light coming through here. So my job when I did my planing up here, to plane this piece very true to the angle that I needed up here, which is 6 degrees, worked out really well. So along the entire width of this crest rail, as it's meeting the rear legs, is it's a gap-free joint as far as I can see. And it's in here with some temporary slip tenons. I just say temporary because they're not their full width, but they are the actual thickness. And that's why it's holding very nicely. So after doing that, I then proceeded to pattern route the outside and the inside of the crest rail. And that brings me to something else. So while I was doing this whole part of the chair, I saw an opportunity to record some what I'm calling quick tips. So I released 3 quick tips this week to YouTube. One is cutting curves on the bandsaw. Number 2 is cleaning your router bits and blades in between sharpenings. And number 3 was, did you know that you can use both sides of the router bit at the router table? And that's what I had to do here, is to use pattern route on both sides of the bit, all in the same fluid motion. So those 3 videos are here. I'll have links in the description, as well as links all around me to those videos. Check them out. They're really quick. I don't think any of them are more than 2.5 minutes long. And so after I finished this guy, well, actually before I finished this guy, but going down in the chair, I also worked on all the rails and stretchers this week. And I did what I said I was going to do, which is to carve the cloud lift pattern into the rails and stretchers. So after they were shaped, which I did this week as well, I pattern routed these guys and shaped them with the cloud lift pattern. Then I came back in and with the assistance of a template, a router, a gouge, some sandpaper, and came back in here and created these relief carvings. I think that's the best description I can come up with for them. Matching the cloud lift pattern, which is matching what's in the original chair. So all of that work was done, and then this guy over here was done today and this is the bending form for the center and side back slats. This guy here, this is, you print it on your printer, you tape it together, you cut it, and just like I did, and you get some MDF, rip up some strips, do a little bit of pattern routing after you create a template, and you have the bending form for the back slats. Now the bending form is a little bit long, and that was on purpose. You have to include the length for the mortises, and you have to remember too that the mortises here are 2 different depths. I have a different depth for the side versus the center, and so I need to accommodate the entire length in this form because I'm using one form for all 3 pieces. The 2 sides will come out of one piece, and the center will come out of one piece as well. So just 2 glue ups here. Now in the past, I've always used clamps to do this glue up, but this time around I decided I wanted to do something different. So as I talked about last week, I ordered a vacuum press kit, and it happened to come in the mail or by UPS today. So this is from a company called Rocket, I don't know, the skateboard company, and it's called the Thin Air Press, and it's a manual vacuum press, and they say it's good for bending like this. I've read some stuff about it, some reviews. The PSIs on this are supposed to be really good, comparable to one with a compressor. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I haven't unpacked it yet, literally just got it in today, got the bending form done today, but I will have an update for you guys next week about this because I plan, crossing my fingers, knocking on a whole bunch of wood, to use this for both of my forms, and hopefully it'll come out just the way I want it to, and I will use a vacuum press for this instead of clamps. Clamps will work just fine. I just wanted to try something new, so that's pretty cool. Now I got some really neat footage this week when I was doing all this work, especially here on the carving with my Replay Replay XD Prime X camera. So I've been using this. I talked about this a number of weeks ago, maybe a month or 2 ago now. And this is the Replay XD Prime X camera, which I showed you guys. And this is the mount that I'm using. The mount's okay. The mount becomes extremely better when you grab some tape and you tape the camera to the mount. And I place it here, and I'm able to, when it's not able to move, so when it's taped, get some really great POV footage out of this, just like the footage I'm showing you guys right now. So this is really cool. I think it's gonna really help make the video classes a lot better for those parts where it's really hard to get a camera into that area, and getting the POV shot of when it's having me tell you what I'm doing so you guys can do it yourselves, and seeing it from my perspective at the same time, instead of some camera over here or over here over the shoulder where my arm's getting in the way or something like that, will be much better for the classes. So I'm really hoping that'll improve the classes as well as far as the video quality is concerned. And I've looked at the footage and I really like it. So that's been really cool this week. So hopefully you guys can join me next week for a live shop update. I'm gonna try to get the production value a little bit higher this time, do some pre-editing on some stuff so I can roll some clips into the live feed for you in the beginning. And yeah, I hope you guys join me. I think it's gonna be, as I said before, a lot of fun. Also, give me some feedback on these quick tips. Are they something you guys want me to continue? Do they find them interesting? And did you learn something from them? I really like to hear that as well. So as always, please subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Share it with your friends. And check out my website, mmwoodstudio.com. Sign up for the newsletter to get all the fun things going on in the shop before it shows up on YouTube, or it may not even show up on YouTube because some stuff just is on the website. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great week in your shop, because I had a great week in my shop, and I look forward to seeing all of you live next week.